So welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is John with SwingFit. So in today's video, I'm going to do my very best to level set the playing field to help you understand what's really going on behind the scenes with our YouTube channel. Because if you haven't noticed, it's been a little tough for us to keep up with our regular weekly cadence, and there is a good explanation, and I want to use this time now to kind of just shed some light on what's really going on with the channel and maybe even give you a glimpse into the future of how this momentary pause in content creation is going to be for the betterment of the YouTube channel more long term. Now, if you're relatively new to the channel, or if this happens to be your first time, then definitely stay with me to the end, because I'm going to share 4 channels that I use day in and day out when I'm searching for the latest and greatest information on the current products. And believe me, I watch these channels like a Saturday morning cartoon, and if this information could potentially help me run a business day in and day out, then I know it could potentially help you make light work of your research to help you find the answers that you're searching for. So without further delay, let's jump in. Now, before we get too deep into today's topic, I want to take a quick second to thank all of our current subscribers that's out there now, because it's truly not lost on me that if it wasn't for your continued support and your understanding during this momentary pause, that we likely wouldn't have a channel to begin with. So guys, you mean the world to us, and you're the reason why we created this channel to begin with. So thank you again for helping us spread the word of what we're trying to do in the golfing community. So now let's cut straight to the chase to help you understand what does this momentary pause really mean for the channel, and what can you expect moving forward. And without question, over the next 3 to 4 months, we are going to be scaling back on our weekly submissions and moving towards more of a bi-monthly release schedule. It doesn't necessarily mean that some months we might ramp back up, but at least at the minimum, 2 good pieces of content every single month from us. And the reason for this is that we just need to apply a little extra focus on these expansion projects just to make sure that none of the contractors we're using drop any balls. Now, in regards to how these projects is going to benefit the channel and the studio more long term, let me just leave you with this thought, and that is, if you can imagine it, you can dream it, and even envision what a state-of-the-art fitting center would look like, I can promise you we are already thinking about building it. And heck, I might even go as far to say that we're going to spare no expense with bringing this dream to a reality to not only improve the overall customer fitting experience, but I'm talking about bringing some of the best technology preferred in the club fitting industry under one roof, so that way you can see once and for all what does the club fitting process look like from start to finish. And the way we're going to be able to achieve this is when we build the fitting studio, we're going to build it with YouTube production in mind. So we're going to have cameras staged throughout the entire fitting center, so that way you can actually see the fitting process unfold from multiple views and multiple angles. Now, as you can imagine, taking on a project to this magnitude is definitely going to require a lot of moving parts, and there's going to be a lot of decisions that we're going to have to make between now and the time we actually move in. And this really brings me to my ask of the community. So I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, but what I am going to ask you is for your feedback and your suggestions of what we should include in the brand new fitting studio. And I'm telling you, once again, we're going to spare no expense, so nothing is off limits. And here's just a couple thoughts of what we have in mind. So gears is in play. High speed, high frame rate cameras is in play. Force plates is in play. I'm talking about maybe a pool table or a foosball table in the lounge area, a bourbon bar, and heck, I've even gone as far to thinking about building a koi pond to just bring that zen-like mentality to calm the nerves of our customers when they go through the fit process. So guys, you can see, you know what, my mind is racing and I have all these bright ideas, and we're going to run some special contests along the way to bring you along for the journey, so that way you can be a part of the build out. So this pretty much sums up the update for the studio, and although our timeline to complete these projects isn't until the end of the calendar calendar year. Our goal is to complete these projects as quick as we possibly can, at least without cutting corners. But when it's all said and done, I am extremely confident that not only are we going to be able to elevate our customer fitting experience for our in-person fitting sessions, but I'm really confident that we're going to be able to give you a perspective and view into the fitting world like you've never seen before. And this just also happens to be exactly what you've been asking for. Now let's switch gears to talk about those 4 channels we like to utilize in order to find the best information on the latest and greatest products. And the reason why this is so important is because, like most fitting studios in the industry, we too are also waiting for our products to arrive. And unless you have some alternative means to do your research in advance, how would you ever be able to make an informed buying decision? And without question, the next 4 channels I'm about to share with you helps us do this. And if it can help us make a couple decisions, pretty confident it can help you make a couple yourself. Now, our first recommendation may come as no surprise because it's TXG. And without question, this has been my go-to source since I've actually started my business. And if you watch any of our earlier videos, definitely you know that a lot of inspiration has come from TXG. And I actually personally know Ian. And for those that might be on the fence with the latest acquisition talks about Club Champion and TXG, and heck, you might even go as far as to unsubscribe. And if that sounds like you, it's very, very unfortunate, because I can promise you one thing is that regardless of who they merged with, it doesn't change who they are. It's not going to change their philosophy, their fitting approach, their style, their expertise, their professionalism with the content they're creating, and they still continue to be considered the experts in the industry, and it's why they are my #1 choice. So guys, if you are looking for the best information and an unbiased perspective, TXG is my top choice. So the second channel I like to utilize is Alex Etches. And if you haven't joined Team Al yet, I truly don't know what you're waiting for, because not only does my man rip the cover off the ball, but he actually brings his A game on every single video that he does. He's just that damn consistent. And heck, I'll even go as far to say that he's probably the next best thing to an iron buyer machine, which is very, very important, especially when you're trying to discern one product from another. You got to be able to take the technique out of the equation, so that way it's a true apple-to-apple fight. And that's what you truly get with Alex's reviews. And one of the other hallmarks for his channel is he brings a little entertainment to the table. And it's not just a deep dive, you geek out on the specs. He brings a little of himself into the videos, and that's definitely refreshing, because it kind of breaks up the monotony. So once again, check out Alex Etches. Now, my third channel is James Robison. And this man is on fire right now. He's definitely stepping up through the YouTube ranks, and he has a pretty large following as well. And if you watch any of his content, then definitely you won't question why, because this guy does a banger job. And what I really like about James's approach is he's not afraid to share his mind. I mean, I'm talking about, if the club sucks, he's going to tell you. If it's awesome and it does well, he's going to share that feedback, and he really will break down the data and help you understand why he does prefer one product over another. And the other cool thing about James's channel is he will actually do videos not only from a coaching perspective, but also from the player perspective. And he's not afraid to bring different styles of handicaps. And really what I'm talking about is he'll bring in high handicaps to do a review, and he'll bring scratch golfers in there to do a review. So definitely, if you haven't tuned into James Robinson's channel, definitely put that on your short list. Now, last but certainly not least is my guys over at Second Swing. This channel is soon quickly becoming my favorite, and I'm going to help you understand why. Because if you are a numbers guy, you like to geek out on the data, then without question, this channel is for you. Because if you know anything about club fitting, you know that's where the solution lies. It's in the numbers. So whenever we're helping our customers decide from one product versus another, it's always going to come down in the numbers. And that's exactly what Drew and Thomas bring to the table, is that when either one of them's in the bay, the other one has the ability to actually help you understand what is the differences between the numbers and why would we want to go with one product over another, especially when you're looking at current line and last year's model. And this group does this very, very well. So if you haven't checked out Second Swing yet, give my boy Thomas and Drew a good look. So that's a wrap. Those are my 4 favorite channels and my go-to source whenever I'm trying to find out the latest and greatest information on the current products. So if you don't do anything else, please put these 4 channels on your short list. And if it can help us make some key decisions, I'm pretty confident it can help you make some decisions of your own. So if you have any questions or comments, do me a favor. Just leave them in the remarks below. And don't forget to take a look at one of these videos over here to the side, because just like in today's video, we are trying to help you take your game to another level. And through this content, we're hoping that we can get you there quicker and faster. So thanks for watching.